Barbara Walters is coming out with her 10 most fascinating people of 2014. It's become a bit of an obnoxious list lately, and perfect for a guy who is among the most obnoxious people in the country, David Koch. Now, she, under the guise of asking him tough questions, is instead going to help him resuscitate his brand. A little rebranding. I mean, they're seen as these guys who are pouring money into politics, which they are. There's no question about hundreds of millions of dollars going all to the most conservative Republicans in the country who are going to gut programs that help average citizens, and all in the name of deregulation so that Coke industries can continue to pollute and do all the other things that they're doing. Bring down wages at their different companies so the average guy has less money, and tax cuts for the rich. And the Koch brothers are as rich as it gets. Now, is that what Barbara Walters is going to ask about? Not exactly. Now, let's watch this portion of the interview and then we'll break it down for you.
Do you think it's fair that just because you have billions of dollars, you can influence elections?
Well, I contribute to public candidate campaigns, and there is a federal limit on how much you can contribute to each individual candidate. I obey the law in that regard and feel that I'm doing it properly.
You are not well liked primarily because of your very conservative politics. Describe your political point of view.
Well, I'm basically a libertarian, and I'm a conservative on economic matters, and I'm a social liberal.
You support gay rights, you support a woman's right to choose, but conservative candidates you support, many of them, do not have those views.
Well, that's their problem. I do have those views. What I want these candidates to do is to support a balanced budget, and I'm very worried that if the budget is not balanced, that inflation could occur and the economy of our country could suffer terribly.
So the candidates you support are because of their fiscal policies, most important.
That's exactly right, Barbara. I'm really focused intensely on economic and fiscal issues, because if those go bad, the country as a whole suffers terribly.
Barbara, you got any more softballs there? Oh, so you're doing this for fiscal reasons. You're not a bad guy. You support gay rights. Oh, okay, you support gay rights, so you must be a good guy. Look, he's a social liberal. All you limousine liberals in New York and Washington, don't hate the Koch brothers. They give so much money to the Lincoln Center, where everybody gets to watch their opera and ballet. I do declare David Koch's not so bad after all. Now, wait, are you talking about how he put in money to Wisconsin to make sure that the average guy gets paid less on average? This guy's sitting on over $30 billion, and so is his brother, Charles Koch. And you talk, he's like, oh, I obey federal limits on candidates. There's limits. Wait a minute, you let him get away with that, Barbara? Look, man, I guess you stopped being a journalist a while back. She used to be a very, very good journalist and a groundbreaking one. Not anymore. You didn't ask him about the hundreds of millions of dollars that he does in independent expenditures and the money he gives to Americans for Prosperity and all those other groups that does vicious attack ads all throughout the country? And then he goes, oh, golly gee, I do what's legal. I know, you changed the rules through your support of Citizens United, McCutcheon, et cetera, so that your bribery became legalized. So you bribe all these politicians throughout the country. And no, you don't do it because, oh golly gee, Barbara, I'm so concerned about the budget. I want to make sure that it's balanced. That's the only thing I care about. Fiscal responsibility and the ballet. No, what he cares about is the ability to pollute and not get regulated. Watch Brave New Films work on a river near the Coke Industries plant in Arkansas. And the cancer rate around that river is unbelievable. And in the old stories about the Koch brothers, how they stole money from Native American lands, that got proven. They had to pay it back, okay? They skimmed that from the American government as well, let alone the giant tax cuts. I mean, billions of dollars that you have to pay as taxpayers, because somebody's got to pay it, because the Koch brothers got rules put in there that, for example, if they keep money for a certain period of time that as an investment, they only pay 15% less than the average guy. Why are they only paying a 15% rate? Because they bought all those politicians, and they didn't do it out of any principle. They didn't do it because, oh, golly gee, I care so much about the budget. If you cared so much about the budget, Why did you blow a gigantic hole in the budget with all those tax cuts? They created enormous deficits. It never trickled down. We have those deficits. Bush left behind a $1.2 trillion deficit. Why? Enormous tax cuts to the rich like David Koch. So that interview was an abomination. What David Koch wanted to do was to go on air to get some softballs and pretend that he's just a loving guy who's a patriot and cares about his country, and that's why he puts a little bit of money into politics. And Barbara Walters let him walk all over her and do exactly that. That was nothing but a lie. The reality of the Koch brothers is far, far uglier. You watch all the Brave New films, work on them, watch the reports that we do, go back on YouTube, just type in Koch brothers, and you will see every part of what I'm talking about detailed with facts. Okay, those are the realities of David Koch. That so-called pretty face he put on there is nothing like the reality of what these guys do. God, that was a horrible interview. I mean, that was mainstream media 101. Take exactly what's wrong with the system and put a nice shine on it. Oh, look at that. That turd looks so shiny, looks so beautiful. Oh, go ahead, consume it, consume it. You'll love it, America. David Koch's just looking out for you, so make sure the budget's okay.